Money Mondays looks like it's going to replace my Travel 2 series. Travel 2, I was live vlogging during my adventure travels around the world. With the obvious state of the world today, I'll replace with what I consider to be the next best thing. We're going to explore the world through currency, coins, and banknotes. Just to remind, these gifts are from a friend, so that adds a dynamic, surprising element to the opening of these gifts. Today, I know for sure that we have some more Zimbabwe hyperinflation notes, but then we have a couple of extra packages that have also arrived. I'm going to try a new method today, which is just going through things until half an hour comes up, because I honestly have a lot and enough for probably the next little while. Another thing to address is that everything that I live stream is indeed live, which includes all of my travel vlogs from before that are tagged with streamed on whatever date, and any other video that has that streamed live tag on it. This is important for me to emphasize because I think that's what makes me different from a lot of other social media creators. I'm doing this as an artistic expression of myself, and my art expresses itself stream of consciousness style. So as much as I've tried to be as creative using different formats, which includes pre-recorded video and other such methods, live has worked the best for me. And instead of questioning it, I'm just going to lean into it, as Gary Vee, the prolific entrepreneur, would suggest. So, today's hotter than I thought. Let's start. I also have my glove in case that's needed. Probably will be. Take that out right now and glove myself up after I do the actual unboxing. This is the first time I'm actually quote-unquote unboxing the box. I think that should be fun. I'm using the steel mail opener tool because it's just better. See? Slices through that paper like butter, this tool. Okay. There we go. What's going on here? Ah, there we go. I'll try to keep these flipped this way, but Jesus Christ. Opening these on camera has proved a little more difficult than I imagined, but there we go. Once we get things going, they go much better. So again, we have this style, And we read that it will be the $1 trillion Zimbabwe pair. Ah. Let's try to open this. This way from the top. That's much better. So I will glove up after I show the plastic pouch. Why are Zimbabweans crying now? I mentioned last time I opened the other set of Zimbabwe hyperinflation notes that the most number of zeros on legal tender was indeed on the $100 trillion Zimbabwe note. Here it is. When they stopped printing them in 2009, this $100 trillion note was worth 40 US cents. 40 US cents. Now, unfortunately for me, this is not worth $100 trillion, but it is worth more than the US 40 cents that Zimbabweans were fire selling them for back when the government stopped printing these notes. I'm gloving up because paper's more delicate than coins. And I just want to make sure that we keep the condition. So Zimbabweans are crying now. I just checked and their currency is again hyperinflating. And to be completely honest, with the pandemic that might be happening in even developed countries. Now, I commented last time that I quite enjoy the Zimbabwean notes that have animals on them. I'm shocked that they would actually recycle designs because you might recall that the Cape Buffalo that I mentioned that I trekked on foot at Lake Kariba, Zimbabwe, also features on this $100 trillion bill. Now, since last time's hyperinflation note vlog, I actually double checked on these stones here, and they are stones that somehow naturally grew into that formation. Okay, I never saw them in Zimbabwe. Now, obviously, I was focused much more on safari animal trekking, so that might be why. But I think that would have been an interesting thing to see, because unlike the Inukshuk in Vancouver and BC, which are artist created. These are naturally formed. Naturally formed. Which is interesting. We're going backwards in value now. 50 trillion with those same rocks. And yes, indeed, the same elephant design. Now, I already told my trekking stories last time about Zimbabwe. Now I trekked with animals on foot. I trekked wild animals on foot. This elephant being the one that almost stomped and impaled me with its large, colossal legs and its sharp ivory tusks. Alright. If I need the glove on for the next packages, I'll put it back on again. But this one should be much easier. Just rip it right off. That's how this one works, right? Yes. This one is an easy one. It's just a rip package. 1, 2, 3, ripsicord. Come on. Oh. Hello, wind. What are you trying to do to me, huh? Okay. Ripsicord, and there we go. Okay. Ripsicord. And there's some information on this one. Okay, so this is an experiment because these are uncirculated. I'm going to just leave them in their sleeves and see how that works instead. Because the sleeve, hold on. Oh, the sleeve provides me the ability to just show these without having to take them out of the sleeve because they're each individually sleeved. So we are coming to my home country of Canada. 1 second here. Ugh. Here we go. We used to have $1 bills in circulation, but they've long since stopped printing these. In this set, there are 3 $1 bills from different countries. This one is 1973. They're really testing my knowledge here. I do know for sure that it's Queen Elizabeth on all the bills. That I know, but everything else is Your best guess. $73. These are all mint uncirculated, as you can tell by the sleeve and the condition. This was also written on the description packing list. The problem is that these sleeves are a little bit loose, so the top here is open, which means sometimes the edge of this note juts out. We're going backwards in time to 67. And Queen Elizabeth is younger and younger, which she probably wishes could happen in real life. The first Parliament building is this building right here. As Canada has 2 official languages, all the currencies have 2 languages, English and French. Here's the thing about the unboxing process. I think, generally speaking, I actually like watching people unbox, but it also takes a long time, so I'll have to watch back and consider whether this is something I want to be doing, or whether I will default back to just having the boxes already opened and then showing the currency right away. Yes, the time travel is complete. We're back to 54. 54. And wide open spaces, probably in the prairies. Just as an interesting side note, because this is something I know from just general research, some bills have interesting defects that make them worth a lot more. Now, unfortunately, I doubt that these bills are them, but they have what's called the devil's face. So there are some on the side here where the way Queen Elizabeth's hair curls makes a snarly devil's face. I've just checked and neither of these has the really valuable devil's face. Okay, now we have probably at least 1 or 2 more packages that we can go through. And if I still have time, another gift is 2 pounds of world coins. So this is by weight. My first installment of Money Mondays, I had 30 coins from around the world. 2 pounds was well over 200, and those I can always substitute in and go through slowly. Now, we have a 3rd package here that I can open, and alright, I'll go caveman on it. Ooh. Okay. Hold up. Alright. Okay, 1 second here. Just want to... No. Okay. I'm happy when the bills come in a showable pouch, because then I can go through everything without having to glove up again. Okay. This is a set of nickels, Canadian 5-cent coins from different years. Maybe I will just take some time to organize them into the right time order so we can go through them that way. Oh, okay. These are several packages at once. Okay. I am organizing them by ascending dates because they sort of just spilled out all together. Okay. Many are coming through today. Oh. Do I even know how to count properly, digits-wise, ascending digits? So essentially this is a set of coins, the same coin, over many years. Many different iterations of the same coin. Okay, and I have them organized now. So we will go with the smallest denomination first, and this denomination is the penny, 1 Canadian penny. This coin is also out of circulation. So they stopped minting 1 cent many years ago. I have to think about when. This 1 cent is from 1920. And if I can shift it around, this one's interesting because it has a fellow known as King George on the back. Now I hope these are showing up on camera well, because there's the plastic casing that surrounds it. Let's try this again. I'll have to check the tape on how this style of filming works out, because many of these coins have their own little sleeves, whereas the hyperinflation notes from Zimbabwe, they were all collected in one sleeve, so I did have to physically open them. But when they're segregated like this, I can choose to just show them with the protective case, and honestly that makes for an easier filming situation, because then I can just show the coins one by one. Gloves do impede my mobility. Moving on to the next higher denomination, which is going to be the rest of these coins. These are Canadian 5 cents. We're going to start with 1922. These are unique because of, again, King George. I'm gonna wager a guess that King George is on the back of all of these coins, which is what makes them unique, because I think someone else is at the back of the rest. Or actually, I'm a bad Canadian. I really should double check that before saying that. I know more about foreign countries than I know about my own. 1923. 1924, 1927, notice that we noticeably jumped up years. That's a cue that the year in question is much more valuable than the other years, and that is indeed the case for this set. People have asked me how much coins are worth in general, and this is a very tough question to answer. Technically speaking, they're worth as much as anyone's willing to pay for them. But the more scientific answer that I explained in my Zimbabwe currency vlog is that we have professional grading societies that actually have an expertise similar to that of diamond graders. They essentially would look at this, for example, 1928 coin and assess it according to many different factors, one of which being the quality of the actual specimen in question. So for this, the fact that we can tell it's from 1928 and have all of the major details visible increases a coin's value. The resource for coins is NGC. The resource for paper notes is PMG. And now, I myself obviously have none of that expertise. All I know how to do is cross-reference to that website, but without the actual website certification, you'll never be able to actually grade the quality of the coins because we're just using a visual description or maybe images of what certain grades of coins might look like. The experts at those different organizations in question, NGC, PMG, have their super high-powered microscopes and other historical context that they've studied years and years for. So we're just doing this based on a hobby standpoint. And here's where I'm gonna actually stop because we've come to our allotted 30 minutes.